So I actually just bought the Apple Watch Series 6 yesterday, and what I can tell you is that, it's a very good Apple Watch. Obviously, it's expected. And I want to go ahead and compare it to the Apple Watch Series 5. Now, I'll be completely honest, if you own the Apple Watch Series 5, if you upgrade, you're really not going to notice too many crazy differences. There are like two main differences that I've seen, but other than that, if you keep your current Apple Watch Series 5, that'll probably end up being the best thing to do in my opinion, mostly because this Apple Watch Series 6 and the Apple Watch Series 5, like the Series 5 can do about like 90% or 95% of what the Series 6 can do besides like the two features that I'll mention. On the front though, they come with the same exact dimension screens, the 40mm one and the 44mm one, same exact display. The main difference apparently from the front is that the Apple Watch Series 6, the always on display can technically be twice as brighter than the always on display on the Series 5. So, I mean, that's cool if you're into it. I know a lot of people, they actually turn it off because they really don't like it. Me personally, with my Series 5, I really didn't care too much about it. I didn't enable it or disable it. I just kind of kept it on because it didn't really bother me too much. But again, that is one really big thing to keep in mind, which isn't really that big of a deal. Otherwise, almost the exact same panels on both. Both have the same Force Touch kind of display. Both of them have the 1000 nits brightness, which is really cool. And both have the 50-meter water resistance too. So, you can dip both these in water and be perfectly fine. Now, on the side, you still have the power button and you still have the crown wheel, whatever that is. But on the Apple Watch Series 6, this is where we kind of get the newer feature. So we can now detect with the Apple Watch Series 6 our blood oxygen levels, which is cool. It's still not like, regulated in a way. So it's not like you can do this and like not have to go to a doctor or anything, but it's still a cool feature. And if you're somebody who's super health conscious, this could probably be one of the main reasons why you would go and upgrade from a Series 5. If you're somebody who, is really in tune with your health, and if the blood oxygen level feature is something that's really apparent to you and you like it, then by all means go for it. But if that doesn't sound cool, if you watched Apple's keynote and you were like, okay, whatever, then obviously this is a feature that's not really going to be too important to you. But for some people, I'm sure it is. And, for those people, it might make sense to go from a Series 5 to a Series 6. So other than that, like I said, pretty much the same thing. Both of them have the same wireless charging thing on the back, and both feel exactly the same. You do have new color options with the Apple Watch Series 6, which is cool. So you have the new blue case, which I actually think I bought, and a graphite, and you have a red color as well. I wasn't able to get the red color, but I was able to get the blue one. I still prefer probably the rose gold one. That's probably my favorite color, but otherwise, those are pretty much the main differences that I've seen in the outside. Now, internally, I'll say in terms of software updates, I'll follow the same model that I do with my phones. This is the first time I've ever compared to Apple Watches. And what I can probably tell you is that theoretically, the Series 6 should last 1 year longer in terms of software updates than the Series 5. So, the Series 5 will get watchOS 8 and then watchOS 9, and maybe it'll stop on watchOS 9, where the Series 6 will probably end up getting watchOS 10, which will be really, really cool. So again, you have that capability on the Series 6, the additional year of software updates at least probably over the Series 5. So again, if that's something that sounds really important to you, then by all means go for it. But as of right now, since we're living in the present, it's probably not that big of a deal for a lot of people. Now, in terms of the performance, this is probably where there's another big difference. So we have the Apple S5 chip on the Series 5 and the Apple S6 chip on the Series 6, and apparently what Apple was saying was pretty much you're going to have really, really great performance. You're probably going to have a better performance in the Series 5 as expected, but I'll be completely honest, and maybe people don't want me saying this, but even with my Series 3 on a day-to-day basis, I honestly didn't even find that big of a difference. I recently switched back to my Series 2 actually, and that wasn't even that slow. Like, it was slow, but it really wasn't that bad. I then went ahead and switched up to my Series 3, and that thing was perfectly fine. Like, I was okay with it, but going up to the Series 5, like, this device, this Apple Watch is still extremely fast, you know what I mean? And if you're going to compare it side by side to the Series 6, of course the Series 6 will probably be faster because it has to be faster because it's the newer one, and Apple spent more money to go and try to upgrade the internals. But I'll definitely say, dude, when it comes down to both, you're going to have very fast performances on both, and even a couple years from now, they're both going to be hand in hand. I would definitely not say this Series 6 is 10 times faster or anything like that, but maybe it's noticeably faster, but you're never going to notice it. Nobody's really like playing games on your watch and, doing a ton of crazy things. So most of the time you might be, sending a text and then, replying to something back and forth and viewing something, and then that's it. You're really just doing a bunch of viewing on your watch. You're looking at how many steps you have, what the time is, what text you got and things. And for both these watches, it's perfectly fine. The Series 6 is probably going to be the better one though, as expected. So when it comes down to that, the Apple Watch Series Series 6 is probably the better one, hands down. Now there's no camera on this thing, so we don't have to worry about that. And battery life, we still haven't gotten the milliamp-hour usage on the Apple Watch Series 6 yet, so I don't know if it's going to be a bigger size battery or not. If I had to say it, I'll probably say it's around the same size as the almost 300 milliamp hour battery on the Apple Watch Series 5. It's actually 296 milliamp hours. So they definitely didn't change anything that crazy when it comes down to the battery life, and you're probably going to end up getting the same amount of battery life on both. However, a big thing to keep in mind is that on the Apple Watch Series 6, we do have that new red IR light in the back that kind of helps monitor the blood oxygen levels, so that could honestly take up a little bit of battery life if you're always keeping up that green light, which I don't remember which one that is, and you're keeping up that red IR light as well and you're using it a lot more, then possibly that can have a detrimental effect to the battery, but ultimately it's probably going to be, around the same. Also on top of that, if you look at the always on display on the Series 6, if it is 2.5 times brighter and you do notice it or you don't notice it, that can also take a pretty big toll on the battery life. So that's another big thing to kind of keep in mind. If you want to, maintain the best battery life, maybe turning it off. But if you're somebody who uses the always on display, maybe switching back to the Series 5 will end up getting you better battery life in the long run. So to kind of sum up this whole entire video and to answer the question, should you keep your Series 5 or should you get the Series 5, or should you go and upgrade to the Series 6 and spend more money? Now, in my opinion, I would be totally content by 100 times, over to keep the Apple Watch Series 5. I think this watch is really, really good. I think it's one of the best watches you can buy. And if the Apple Watch Series 6 was a 10 out of 10, let's just say theoretically it was a perfect Apple Watch, the Apple Watch Series 5 is like a 9.7 out of 10. Like, it can do almost everything the Apple Watch Series 6 does. And even over time, the Apple Watch Series 5 is going to be perfectly good. It just got started with the watchOS updates, it officially got its next version of watchOS, and it's going to be lasting for quite a bit of time. I don't see this thing going anywhere anytime soon. Now, on the flip side of that, if you want to go out and buy a brand new Apple Watch, if you're somebody who's in the market and you want to go straight to the Apple Store or go on Apple Online or whatever and pick up an Apple Watch, you can't really pick up an Apple Watch Series 5 anymore unless you want to get like an open box one from Best Buy. You will have to go to the Apple Store and pick up either an Apple Watch Series 6 or an Apple Watch SE. And if it's between these, that's really your only option, is to get the Apple Watch Series 6 between the Series 5 and Series 6. So when it comes down to that, that is another very important thing to keep in mind. I would be totally okay with keeping a Series 3 or a Series 4, and especially a Series 5, but if you can't find one in the used market, or if you can't look on eBay or Amazon and you have to go brand new, then obviously the Apple Watch Series 6 is probably the best watch for you. But I'll definitely even tell you, bro, the Apple Watch Series 5 is a great Apple Watch. If you currently own it, I probably wouldn't upgrade, but if you have all the money in the world and everything, then obviously going up to the Apple Watch Series 6 is a really good watch too. So that's really pretty much it. If you guys want to pick either of these watches up, I'll leave links down in the description below. You can get them from there and help support the channel at the same time. But that's really pretty much it. If you guys have any other questions or anything, let me know in the comment section as well. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. Every single subscriber that we get really discount, so it means so much if you guys could hit that. Also check out the other links down in the description as well. My Twitter, my Instagram, my second channel. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.